Have you ever felt this way when it's time to buy a jumping rope? This is your video. Even something as simple as jumping rope can have a lot of variables. For example, some people want the rope jumps to be some sort of portable cardio that they take everywhere. So they take their jumping rope with them and go on vacation, and that's where they practice some sort of cardio. Other people, like boxers, for example, like to really do the figure eights and some sort of acrobatic moves with the jumping rope in order to practice their footwork and do some sort of more advanced stuff. And then you have competition, for example, CrossFit, where you're gonna do the double unders, and you really want that steady pace without taking a lot of energy out of you to get the most double unders in the least amount of time possible. There are obviously a lot of brands on the marketplace, so some of them even have very similar jumping ropes. I mean, nobody's reinventing the wheel. Semperfit brand has a good variety of jumping ropes. I'm gonna choose from 4 models, and I'm gonna teach you, or I'm gonna show you where each model has its strengths and where it has its weaknesses, in order for you to choose the best jumping rope possible according to your specific goals. The thickest handles are the best for the beginners, I believe, because they have this sort of crease here, which really forces you to grab hold of the rope in the proper way. Also, this rope, even though it has thick handle, it rotates perfectly like a ballerina. And one of the most important things to consider is that by this wire being a little heavier because it's covered with plastic, you have a lot of mobility, so it's good for people who want to do stuff like figure eights, or a little bit more acrobatic stuff with the rope, or boxers, or martial artists, for example. And by being a heavier rope, it's best for beginners as well, because the faster the rope, the faster your footwork has to be, and your coordination with your wrists. And that's not easy for someone who's just beginning. So you want to really feel the tension of the rope, and by feeling it swing properly, you're gonna not only develop your single unders, but even when you progress to double unders, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to understand the motion and where the rope is at each given time. Pen pipes. Celine Dion. This is probably the simplest. I don't know if it's the cheapest, but I guess it's one of the cheapest and more three-dimensional rope. Why? Because you can use it for pretty much everything. You can pack it on and go for holidays and bring it with you and do a couple of cardio sessions. You can be a CrossFitter and get that good momentum with the double unders without spending a lot of energy, but nevertheless feeling the rope. This is one of those ropes that you actually feel a little bit. It's not too light, but it's not heavy at all. It's also covered in plastic, even though the wire is a little thinner, which is good because it's lighter, but still has a lot of flexibility. So you can do the figure eights, no problemo. So this ended up being the rope that I use the most in my life. However, you really have to tighten it up, because if this is not tight enough, because you can adjust it any way you want, whenever you want. It's very easy to adjust, but it's easy to also let this bolt loose. So really tighten it up unless you want to kill somebody next to you. Not a good idea. Now we come to what I call the specialty realm. This is just wire, a little thicker wire, but no plastic. So this one doesn't have a lot of flexibility, which means that figure eights, no go. So this, I would say, it's specialty item for CrossFitters. If you're a practitioner or a competitor and you want to get in that pace for as long as you want, like unbroken double unders, like hundreds of them at a time, this is the best rope for you because you can still feel it. The handle is not too light, so you can actually feel what you're doing, but it gains momentum and it almost feels like the rope is jumping for you. You only have to fall asleep doing the double unders. Not funny. I told you to be careful with the last one, but this one, This one, if you fail, you're gonna whip yourself and your body's gonna look like the Passion of Christ. This last one is the one that the mob uses to kill those fucking traitors. You hear that? Fucking traitors. Guido, get him a body bag. So this rope is the lightest. And by being the lightest, it has the thinnest wire, which is a little bit more flexible than the last one, but still no good for figure eights and stuff. You're just gonna hurt yourself, trust me, I've tried it. So for double unders and triple unders or quadruple unders, it might be a very, very good choice. I'm not sure if I were a CrossFit competitor, if I'd choose this one over the last one. I think I choose the last one because in the last one, you get a better sense of where the rope is. This one is so light and so quick that sometimes you're not really sure where it is. So it's really more for advanced stuff like triple unders, quadruple unders. But if you're one of those people that really want to be quick with their feet and quick on the movements and single unders, double unders, if you want to be quick, this is one to go. Basically, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bury him alive. Yeah, thanks. So as you can see, one of the most frustrating things about fitness is that whenever somebody asks me something, I will have to say, it depends. So even if you're saying, which kind of a jump rope should I choose, Willow? I'm gonna say, it depends. It depends on your goals. I don't know what you want. What do you want? Tell me in the comment section. What do you want out of a rope? What type of rope do you prefer and why? That's a good survey. Let's do it. Oh, and like and share. We still have very few followers. I'd like to have a couple more. Come on, man. Come on. Be Willow strong. Come on. Ugh. If I want to do some stretching or some mobility exercises, it might be a little too thin. I might tie up a knot and do stuff like, this one is actually quite good. But if you want to do stuff like this for your shoulder, it's